Med student Lisa Lobelius, log 0241802, experiments in the revival of dead organisms, part 23, behind the discovery of... Oh, I just can't take it anymore! Damn professionalism, I'll just tidy up for the board review at the end of the month. This is far too important to bog down with needless formalities and silly technicalities while at the full height of my experiment. A break in the case, if you will. I have officially discovered my first full tissue sample. I went out to the scraplands near the marsh with the crazy turnpike. Cars fly off that road practically every other day. It's a very effective place to poke around for automotive parts as well as the odd unrecovered corpse. Not that I ever seem to find them much, of course. I'd have better luck if I was willing to cut open some of the bigger animals and hope that they swallow whatever they ate whole and trying to scavenge what they leave behind, but naturally that's all for naught with how their touch damages the tissue samples, leaving them irreversibly attached as hybrid species, and of course, naturally, if that wasn't frustrating enough, doing above-par work with damaged goods, dodging emergency services can frequently prove to be just as taxing, if not more so, with the threat of criminal charges tipping the scale the minute anyone considers asking why a complete stranger is hauling the body parts of their loved ones out of the swamp, and that would just not do. That would just not do at all. If the board of directors ever got wind of me having criminal charges, I'm truly all they have left in that regard, and I intend to leverage my non-criminal status for as long as I can. I mean, why wouldn't I? Of course, be it animal or man, I'm always running the risk during the gambit that I get absolutely nothing at all out of it, and in the face of no goods or spoiled goods, well, the pick between either is, well, rather unfortunate one way or the other. The few instances where I have picked the latter for the sake of progress, as opposed to letting the wheels that were the way they do stop turning in my mind for an even single instant, I haven't always liked what I had to find. I haven't always liked what I have found. Well, that's not quite. I stare upon the beings I've created, thinking, breathing, crawling things, and I suppose I'm meant to feel contempt, horror, dread. I'm supposed to despise them for their wretched state of not meaning to be alive, but living regardless. And I'm supposed to resent myself for letting them live. But soberingly enough, I feel nothing. No love, no hatred. I look at them with a little more sentiment than one may be capable of feeling for, say, a particularly malignant tumor. The kind that blossom with teeth and hair. I don't even know if the things I've made are capable of viewing me with that same sort of sentiment, with that sort of mild, apathetic intrigue, and I dare say that brings me the slightest peace of mind. The invention of the intelligent atom from the rib of Frankenstein I find to be far more existentially terrifying than a thinking, breathing child growing into its own sentience like a pair of pants, though the supposed natural process makes me a little bit more than squeamish. I cannot deny. Maybe this is what's driven me to this. Led me here. I feel as much for them as I would as an artist for a crumpled old drawing. They may express a degree of nostalgia if the piece was laborious or time-consuming, but trash is indistinguishable from trash, and if these blinking slabs of skin and bone are nothing more than a failed masterpiece, unable to become beautiful, then why should I weep over such failures? I've expressed such feelings to the board before, but they consider such logic unsound. It has occurred to me it may be pertinent for me to review any tact when presenting my new... Oh! Oh, my dear darling Herbert West, my tissue sample! I've been babbling on and on for just about forever, and I haven't even gotten down to discussing the most prescient material gain! My very reason for staying this long to begin with! I found my most fully intact tissue sample to date. A human body. A girl. A genuine bona fide gal. Well, minor mutilation to the face and chest and well, I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't read as cruel or crass, but let's just say that regardless of how I found the body beforehand, she's going to be a girl when I'm done with her. She's too cute not to be. I've even gathered all the parts to make it so. I'm so excited. Finding an intact body in the scrublands near the marsh, let alone one fresh enough not to be tainted by the humid, buggy environment, or ripped apart by animals, or just simply not suffer organ failure yet, but I have done it! And now she's here! My beautiful belle-to-be! Any bodily modifications I make during this process will be nothing more than cosmetic, at least before I hit her with 10 jillion joules to see what kidney needs to be replaced, or what lobe of the brain could use a little more tweaking, but to indulge in the aesthetic first is so thrilling in its own way. She might as well be a doll, just for me to play with. Everything from her eye color to her cup size is my choosing. Until she can decide for herself. I'm hoping to get her to that point of not just being sentient, recognizing her body as her own entirely, but also capable of expressing opinions regarding how it may look, even if that ultimately leads her to being dissatisfied. The idea that she'd take part in the creation of her own perfect body is truly the reason I think the gods above gave us grapes, but not wine. What a blasphemous thing for me to say as a god above men myself, but it's true! I cannot help but wonder if I should play just a little bit more with her essential parts, though. It'd be just adorable if I could manufacture just a little bit of that extra dependence on me, of course. I mean, I shouldn't try to make things go wrong, but like, how is it my fault if a wimp would make her so much cuter? Or that a weak heart would give her that kind of delicate constitution that keeps her by my side for the rest of her unnatural life? Of course, the board might consider these purposeful quirks of mine genuine flaws of the reanimation process, and oh, lest forbid we let them think that my processes are anything less than tip-top if I want to see the next funding quarter in a lab as opposed to gassing my bedroom like the good old days, but I suppose I do miss those times in my own special way, but why in the world would I look back when I can look forward now? All in all, a wonderful day for Lisa Lobelia's experiments in the revival of dead tissue samples. Absolutely nothing could be better. I wonder what I should name her. Something cute, like Victoria, or Eve, or Marcy, or... Ooh! Maybe I could have her choose her own name. Oh, when the board likes something like that as the ultimate display of sentience! right. Lisa Lobelia, signing off.